Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 127 of CONSERVATISH. My name is Peter Edgar Feliciano. That's right. And you can support this podcast at patreon.com/conservatish. You can find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano. And you can go buy my album. And our guest today is REVRYNT again. Yay! Thank you again for coming on to the show.
Of course.
And we are recording and everything's good. Now, before I started recording, you were talking about how amazing my music is and how catchy. So continue to do that.
Yeah, no, just real quick. So continue to do. Yeah, no, man, like I was I heard your stuff on YouTube, like with the video, right?
I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah. And it was like the fucking like the You Got Haters thing, and I'm just like, it's in my head, and then I'm like, oh shit, and then like I'll like be on the train like kind of craving it. I'm like, oh wait, I gotta hear that real quick. I gotta hear that real quick. I gotta hear that. And I'm just like, I bet. So like here we go. And then I'm like in my room. It's bad. Like it's in my head. It's very good, which means that it's good because I'm just like, yeah. But I've been listening to it like a lot. Like it's been like stuck in my head. So
my dad actually arranged those horns. I wrote the song. I wrote the lyrics. I wrote everything.
Those horns are amazing.
Those horns are my dad, Rick Feliciano. The
so
breakdown
good.
in the middle, the reveille, as he called it, in the middle, is my favorite part.
Yeah, it's a great part.
Yeah, he wrote all those parts as a piccolo trumpet, saxophone, a baritone, or a tenor sax, and a trombone. It's fucking phenomenal.
It's dope because like it's jazzy, like it's like nice and jazzy, but it's also like kind of like. It's like just like mad like stinky, like you know what I'm saying? It's like you're like oh like, you know what I'm saying? I fucking love that.
I was told
it's
it
all
was,
about
it was
the
a little
stink,
bit loungy,
dude.
which is what I wanted. I wanted it to be like a funny because it's a nice. It's not like Richard Cheese or anything necessarily, but it's nice. It's a nice kind of juxtaposition.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Lounge, and I'm singing fuck. You know, and I'm talking about rappers. You know, like it's a weird mix of things. But I appreciate that, dude. Thank you very much.
It's like like it was nice. That was like the first thing that I fucking led with when I texted you the other day. I was like, yo, I've been listening to this shit, OD. Like, you know I've been sending it to other people too. I'm like, yo, you gotta check this out.
Thank you very much.
Fucking catchy as fuck.
Thank you
like,
very
you know
much.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
The rest of the album is not bad either. Everybody, make sure you go get it because I'm broke. I still actually haven't. Have you released things on Bandcamp before?
Not on Bandcamp. I'm on Spotify and I'm on Spotify.
CD
like
Baby. I'm sorry. Have you replaced? Because I released on CD Baby, and I know I also registered with Song Trust, and they get money from they collect money from across the world, abroad, and things like that.
Is that one of those like distribution services?
CD Baby distributes it to Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, to everywhere.
Yeah, that's the move.
And then from there, it collects money over the course of ASCAP collects money for me over the course. I think it's about 9 months until I start seeing a return on it.
Gotcha.
So it's actually been let's see, I released in September. Yeah, so I guess it's about to be 7 months.
Nice.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice. I hope you make $1 million. It'd be good.
Thank you very much,
bro. Fucking Pharrell Williams, his song "Happy," like you know, it's a happy.
Yes, I'm aware.
She
of
got like fucking like billions of streams. Dude got like 3K. Like
it's yeah.
$3,000.
Yeah,
it's fucking terrible, dude.
But that's just from streams. I'm sure he got other money from.
Other
places.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. I'm positive of it.
Now, before we're so rudely interrupted last time where I had to leave. I was wondering. So we were talking about the fucking living life on the edge as a entrepreneur, as a vape entrepreneur.
Yes. Yeah.
And kind of to recap, the situation was China, or you had reached out to China because the American government had been kind of kneeling down on your back with needing to get everything regulated. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So like we had already been producing our products in China for quite some time, and then the government came in and basically shut us down. But yeah, how do I say it? I knew it was coming. Like I knew it was coming. Like I had
because someone in the government had told you, or because you had heard from other entrepreneurs.
Okay, so. I don't need to. Basically, I don't need to say the names.
No.
All right, cool. So, All right. So basically, like in the vape industry, right, there were these like trade shows, and like we'd go to these trade shows. They were all around the country, all around the world. But whenever you'd go to these trade shows, there were the same like heavy hitter companies there, right? There'd be like my brand. There'd be like
Juul.
yeah. Well, Juul actually wasn't even on the radar yet.
Oh, okay.
Like Juul was not even real. This was all like hobbyist stuff.
Okay,
Like
okay.
years ago, like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. There'd be like my company that did this one section of the market. Then there would be like a bunch of juice companies. Then there would be a bunch of like distribution companies. I'd say like 3. We had partnerships with all 3 of them. I say we because I don't like to use me as like the business. Like the business legally is its own entity.
Yes.
So I say we because it's me in the business, and
It's very humble of you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, but anyway, so yeah, and then at these vape conventions, my company would sponsor these events. Like we wouldn't be like platinum or diamond level sponsors, but like we'd be like gold and silver tier sponsors, where like they'd be like, oh, like like this event is brought to you by it's like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically, let's just call it like company, whatever.
Right.
We had the
Well, technically, you didn't want your name out there, so I'll cut that out.
Okay,
later.
cool. Reverend's company, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we had I had the logo imprinted on a Ferrari once,
Nice.
and then I had the
How
Ferrari.
much was that?
You'd be surprised. It's like it's not
that expensive.
not that expensive, but also
Okay.
not that cheap. From what I understood, the owner of the venue had a Ferrari, so
it was his.
so we got like a shrink wrap for it.
Okay.
So we basically shrink wrapped this dude's Ferrari and then like parked it like next to our booth, and it
Okay.
was like the fucking Ferrari. But like that's the thing though, and like like I want to talk about it, but I don't talk about it that often because I don't want to like be a fucking dickhead. But it's
Sure.
like yo, like this shit wasn't some like hobby like little fucking thing I got like a store. Like shit got real. Like shit got really real. Like
Now, do you mean that in the context of your company by yourself? Meaning, are you saying it was a passion for you? It wasn't just a hobby? Is that what you mean? Or do
yeah,
you,
like it was it was both
Or-
that and then also like
it was
like
a full-time thing. It was
Yeah.
it was your whole life.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
It was
a
everything.
vocation, right?
yeah, no, it wasn't just like some sort of like chilled out like, oh yeah, man, so I run a business. It was like no, like shit was like fucking
Right. It wasn't in your
real.
garage anymore. You know?
No,
I mean,
no,
right,
like
right.
shit got borderline out of hand. I mean, like, and like, yo, so like think about it like this, like I was 20 years old, like I was like 21 years old.
crazy.
No practical business experience
Right.
whatsoever. I just
Right.
was kind of winging it based off
Right.
of shit I saw in movies. Like I'm not even, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had no practical business. Now I have an associate's degree in business administration. I'm 1 semester away from getting my BBA in finance and investments. I have a minor in corporate communications and sustainabilities. I've worked at like 4 investment banks. I've done the deal. Now, before and like I like fucking do that shit now because of the stuff that I didn't know back then, because I would have there would have been so much shit that I could have done better and everything like that, like if I just had like very simple bare bones knowledge.
Like
and
what?
like
What do you think?
just like I made a lot of stupid mistakes. I mean, I obviously did a lot of good, because if I didn't, then we wouldn't have gotten to where it was, and like shit was great. But like there was just small things that I could have made out better. Like so I like, to be brutally honest with you, I like kind of like I'm in the beginning. I kind of ran it like I was like selling drugs. Like it was like all right, so I got my money, I'll get a bunch of product, and then I'll start selling the product to like from like individual to individual. I'll hang out at the local vape shop in the back,
Right.
and kind of just wait for customers,
And
and
you
then
didn't-
like
and you had
flip
a-
them, like
And
yeah.
you had instead of employees, you had Pete and Skinny Pete and Badger. You know what I mean? Like from
that's,
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's
You
like
had,
not an
like, a couple of-
exaggeration.
Right.
I literally like there was this dude I met at a vape shop who was in I don't even know if like we should go into that, but yeah, there was like some sketchy people that were my friends, like and like they were
Sure.
good guys, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I fucking paid a minimum wage. I fucking
Right.
like we like made like, you know, say we made the
Brought
product.
them to little
it was
parties and stuff or whatever, corporate, you know.
Yeah, man. It was that was fun, dude. I used to love taking basically, dude. Like I used to love taking my friends to these events, these corporate events, because on one hand, there's a lot at stake. It is a very professional trade show, right? But at the same time, it's a fucking vape trade show. So how serious can it be?
Right.
It's the fucking vape scene, and it's just it's the goddamn worst. But the one that I went to in L.A. was psycho. So basically, let me tell you about this. So the one in L.A. was one of the really big ones because the vape scene was massive out there. Okay. And this was at the pinnacle. When everything in the company was great, nobody had really any inklings that the business was going to go down or that the industry would be regulated. Everything was fucking psycho. And basically
a lot of money coming through.
Yeah. Basically it's a lot of money coming through, huge fucking customer base. A lot of people were going into vape shops and buying everything up, which means that vape shops are going to distribution centers, which means that a lot of companies were getting a lot of income, and it was fucking fantastic, and everybody was about the vape. It was great. And basically what ended up happening was there was this big vape convention, and my company was one of the sponsors for it. So my fucking logo is here. I'm dressed. I got a little fucking suit jacket. I bought a fucking mini motorcycle from Walmart and used it to drive. I swear to God, I still got the thing. I bought a mini motorcycle from Walmart that's electric, so I could drive around the convention center because it was huge. It was. I didn't
know that there could be white trash in Brooklyn. I just.
That's fucking hilarious. But the truth, though. So, all right. So, basically, let's say before this convention, I was fucking Google searching the thing, and it was at a racetrack or something.
Yeah.
A massive grounds. And I had clients, I was looking at the friggin' map, I had clients in every building, in every corner.
Right.
And I had to show face, because these are people that I've been doing business with for over a year.
Right.
I've been calling them every other week. I'm hey man, so how's the products going? Oh, fantastic. Guess what? How are the kids? I had a bootlegged CRM system, which was my notebook and my cell phone, and I'd say maybe 50% of that was just in my head. Just remembering so and so has this kid at this age, he's got a wife he doesn't like very much, so I'm gonna make a joke about that. It was just
Right.
So these are all people that I had to show face for. I was the CEO and I was the owner and I was the face of this company, so it's I had to go around. So I fucking bought a little mini motorcycle, and I was driving around every booth. And I was how's it going? It was so silly.
But it's definitely a way to brand yourself. I mean, one of the things that sets people apart, that sets companies apart, is thinking outside the box. And what helps that is a little bit of white trash, I think. What helps that is a little bit of strange ingenuity, not shamelessness isn't the right word, but kind of, you know what I mean? Because to do with things within the regular convention may be very professional and very, whatever. But
it was
someone who rides that border between, oh, this is uncouth or this is too much, and somebody who thinks, let's not take this too seriously. Yeah, makes I think stands out.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. And and it's that was one thing too. I really didn't take things. I really didn't take it that seriously. I mean, it was very serious. There was a lot on the line, but at the same time, it's just there was a guy who it was he's the vape ape or something, and there was a dude named the Vape Jesus, and he would wear a fucking Jesus outfit with a vape, and I was dude, this is crazy. And then what ended up happening was I would say towards the end of the the life cycle, I started to kind of realize I was yo, this sucks. I was this is garbage.
So before the government stepped in.
Yeah, I was this is kind of lame, and I kind of started to not really like it very much. But the reason that I knew, and okay, so there's straight up articles. There's I'd say maybe 3 publications where there's literal magazine articles with me fucking featured in them with my full name and everything, and then there's things in Vice, big, right. And talking about me being an entrepreneur and stuff, and they were asking my opinions on what I think about the vape industry is, and I'm quoted saying 2 years before the actual vape apocalypse was, what's gonna happen is the tobacco companies are gonna buy lobbyists and lawyers and fucking these people, and they're gonna sit and they're gonna lobby and they're gonna get regulations passed to destroy this amazing fucking community that has sprung up and literally went from $1 million to $1 billion industry overnight in a matter of fucking maybe 2 years. Went from a hobbyist thing to mainstream. Like, everybody remembers when people were walking around with the big ass stick mods and the big box mods and like that was a thing. Like, everybody was doing it.
Right.
So basically, there was so much money in the fucking thing, and Big Tobacco had no control over it. They had no in. They had no business like there.
Right.
And then Big Tobacco was saying too, they were like, all right, well, the more popular this becomes, the less popular smoking becomes. And literally, the growth of the vape industry in terms of revenue was inversely proportional to the income of all tobacco companies, Philip Morris, fucking, and like the whole nine. So Philip Morris and RJ Reynolds and all these, and all these big tobacco companies were realizing we got to do something quick, and we gotta put this out. So that's what they did. How
did they do it?
So they did exactly what I said they were going to do. They hired lobbyists and they got regulations passed. And now look, I think that regulation is important in some aspects.
Right.
I think, for instance, like, fucking kill me. Like, I think prostitution should be legal because with legalization of it, that means that you have regulation and it's safer. These women can actually be safe.
Yeah.
And like it like won't become this like terrible thing where like it's like a big dumb risk. It's like, just make it fucking safe. Like, people are gonna do it anyway, right? Same thing with vape stuff. It's like, like a lot of these juice companies, they were fucking making shit in their bathtub. Like, I knew many of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was good stuff, but like the batches weren't consistent. The dosages of nicotine were not consistent, and these guys were good guys, just doing the best that they could, right? But it's like you gotta have some sort, like, if you're
and you never know how much weird iron comes into the juice because of the bathtub type of shit. You know what I mean? You never know if it's not regulated. It's that's one of the things that I don't hold with when it comes to full on conservatives is I do think I like capitalism. Yeah. But I think a little bit of regulation is important. It is. At the same time, it does get out of fucking hand.
Yeah. They didn't do a little bit of regulation. They did a full-blown fucking SWAT down. Basically, all right, so it's like I was on a beach in India when I got the notification. And literally it was, we're fucked, and I called back home and I was like, we're firing everybody.
Right.
Sorry. It has to be done. And people were dumb as fuck. They were like holding on. They were like, oh, well, it'll be fine. Like, nah, motherfucker, that shit gone. And like, I knew that this was happening. So before we got like the actual like formal thing, like I knew that this was basically just a wrap. So I did what I had to do to kind of structure things so that at any point in time I could just I could just leave. And
you had already structured it that way.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did that because literally the second that I got this notification, I was like, all right, time to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't even remotely feasible to stay in business. And even if we could stay in business, like afford the money to stay in business, like legally, like be able to still operate as a corporation, we would not profit until the year like 2150, or like something like, and that's assuming that there were no dips in trend or like fucking like any like like market variations or anything, that everything stayed exactly status quo, which everybody knows is not how it goes. No. So I was like, all right, time to pull the plug on this one, and I did, and I fucking closed shop. It was sad as hell. There was like a slow downwind transition. Like I like slowly kind of, like we had to close one office space. I closed another. I like slowly let people go. I like, and then I was just done. I was like, it's done, dude. And it was because the regulation was, if you produce items, so like if you're the producer of any like electronic cigarette items, this was anything from wire to batteries to cases, silicone cases, like little wraps for the box mods. If you had anything to do with an electronic cigarette that you produced that was your design, you had to have an FDA regulation or a seal of approval, which means you have to pay $950,000 and submit that to a team of scientists to then put their stamp of approval on. And even at that point, it wasn't even guaranteed. It wasn't even guaranteed. You had to pay that money. So I was like, no one's going to pass these fucking regulations.
Dumb question. Was there payments? Like, could you? I mean,
so I give you $20 now. Like,
right. $20 every day for the next, million years. So, oh man, that's
really bad. Really bad.
Now, a couple of questions. Did you have leftover? What were you able to do with the leftover product? It sounds like you did it smartly, so that hopefully you could get rid of as much as you could.
Yeah, we
still make.
I acted as if nothing was happening, carried on business as normal. I never got more stock. I just slowly sold everything out at full at fucking full retail price.
Right.
And like the thing is that, like, so I would move product. Like we actually never had an overstock issue. Like for the entire length of the business, our main problem was that we couldn't keep shit in stock long enough. She would always sell out, and like that's like freaking one thing too.
Have.
Yes, but that's like I wasn't at the point of pure optimization because I didn't have any practical business training. Like if I knew what I knew now about supply chain management and inventory optimization, I would be, we would have made more money. Like, you know what I'm saying? But what we did was fine, and that's fine. But still, like, these are basically, this is how my brain works. It's like, all right, so this happened, but like, what could I have done to have made this fucking better? And like, I'll focus on the negative. It's stupid, but it is what it is.
You seem to be an entrepreneur type of spirit, but you also don't seem to be crazy money hungry. You seem to be a little more relaxed when it comes to things. And obviously maybe that's just, you're 25 or whatever, you're 26 or whatever. So like that's, maybe that's it. I don't know what it is. What do you feel like it is? You don't seem to be greedy in this story, and also, obviously we don't know each other very well, but it seems like so far you don't seem to be the guy who's like, oh, I gotta get money.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. I do love money. I do. So do not get me wrong. But there are more important things, like and I guess it comes down to like, kind of like, my dad raised me really well. Mm-hmm. My mom raised me really well. Like they like tried their best. I have never. I didn't grow up with anybody that was fucking greedy. I didn't, I didn't really care. But like one thing too is that like I do want, but there are things that are more important.
Right.
Like, and like that's a big thing of like I went back to school. After this entire debacle, I like literally Google searched highest paying college degree, and I was like, okay, bet I'm going in for investments in finance, done deal. Right. But I did that because like, yes, I want to make good money, and like, yes, like that's a very good bet. But also, I'll be able to like actually have a fucking family. Like I want to have a family someday. So you know what I'm saying? So like, if like I'm not gonna do that off of music unless I get famous, which isn't gonna fucking happen anytime soon. Like hopefully it does. But
well, if you're connected to this skyrocketing podcast, you never know.
Exactly. So so like I enjoy that, and I like went into the thing that I'm in now because it was just a good bet. But like okay, so I had a bunch of opportunities to like cut corners and make more money, and I didn't take them because it was like, what do I want to make more? Do I want to gain the extra $14 a fucking hour, or do I want to just have this fucking nice kid here that is like just helping out, man? He's like just helping out, and like having employees like if you have employees, like that kind of changes the way you look on things. Like at least for me, like, like, cause I really deeply cared about these people. I did. And like, so I didn't show it that much, or maybe I should have shown it more, but like I cared very deeply about these people that like worked for me. Like we had a guy working that like he had like a kid, like like these were like nice dudes or like dreams and aspirations that were just like trying to like work in the fucking vape factory, like what I'm saying. And then like so like to me it became like, dude, like I would rather have like this team and this like community of people like like in my warehouse than like fucking the extra like so and so so like yeah, like in like terms of pure money, I probably should have fired like half of them or just not even have hired half of them and just kind of kept it low. But like I would have rather had like it's like a large team, like everybody's getting paid, everybody's doing like like kind of easy work, everybody's just doing the thing, and like we're vibing, we're chilling, we're playing fucking power metal in the warehouse, everybody, what I'm saying, we got the torches going, like we got the fucking flamethrowers and shit, like it was cool, dude. Like it was a cool thing.
You
like,
had flamethrowers in the office?
Yeah, it was nuts. Like it was a crazy time. There's a video of towards the end of like me like winding shit down, I like converted like my warehouse because like we still had to run the lease out.
Right.
Yeah, so like fucking there was like a good 4 or 5 months where like I just converted the main office space into like a fucking like a knife throwing range.
Nice.
And like an archery range, and like we'd be throwing axes and this
Right.
shit. I had a bunch of big boxes that were just like overstocked, so we would like build up all the boxes and like fucking break them with like hammers and like fucking axes. We fucking built the blast shield. Basically, like we built a blast shield out of like all these like spare tables and shit.
Right.
And then like we like rigged up. I had a bunch of like hobby electronics there because it was also like my lab, right? It was like where I like went like screwed around with shit. And like me and my friend, we were trying to make the most battery efficient vape possible. So we took the battery from an electric bicycle, and then we like rewired it and rigged it to an atomizer to try to make it like be like the most battery efficient.
What the fuck is an atomizer?
It's the tank of a vape. Like these are all pointless terms now because like like joules and everything, they don't really. They kind of use them, I guess, but it, like just like the makeup's different. Like it's just like a different thing. But
okay.
It's like us where the juice is vaporized.
Okay.
Essentially. So
I really want to make a Holocaust joke, but I'll anyway, continue.
Oh boy. So yeah,
you are on my fucking pod. I mean, come on now, everybody.
Yeah,
you know what's going on, guys.
Yeah, that is so good. But yeah, no, like so we literally. So I have this video. I gotta fucking find it. So like it's like me and my buddy, and like we're all hanging out behind this like blast shield. We got little like makeshift like like blast shield that like they do nothing. I got like a Halloween mask as like a fucking blast shield and shit. It's like some shit out of the Goonies. And like we like have everything rigged up and have a broomstick, and I hit the on switch and it just fucking bursts into flame.
Jesus
like
Christ.
Giant fireball. And we're like, oh shit. We're behind the blast.
This really
shield.
is Breaking Bad, just you're sober.
Yeah, exactly. It was awesome, dude. We had, like it was wild. We had like a fucking rock wall. There's a video. I was bored as hell. I fucking climbed up to the top of the rock wall and I fucking jumped down, but the auto belay system failed. So I literally swung like whoa, and then I just like it was fucking crazy.
Do you remember? You might be too young for this, but do you remember the movie Blank Check?
Dude, I watched Blank Check 3 weeks ago.
Really?
That's
so weird.
Yeah, with the other guy.
That's what it reminds me of. Blank Check is just like, let's figure out what to do with this money.
Dude, let me tell you this shit. Literally, it was the day that I got Disney Plus. I was like looking through. I was like, dude, so we're watching Blank Check, and like, I swear to God, and like we watched Blank Check.
Yeah, okay, I gotta fucking touch bases about something. We're generations who are older than ours.
Yeah,
because I think we're a couple year difference.
Yeah, I remember watching Blank Check as a kid. I remember seeing that.
Past generations did not have the opportunity to be as nostalgic as we are.
No,
and I think it's a good thing, but I also think it's a weird, fucked up thing, and I don't know where exactly the line is. I think watching Blank Check on Disney Plus is a good thing. I think constantly posting it, you're a 90s kid if you remember, suck my dick. Like, that's boring.
I don't like that.
But I also feel like it has a tendency to we stick so bad into nostalgia that we that we watch every single Avengers movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like be a comic book critic. Like I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's a little skeezy.
yeah, it's weird. There's a girl I was seeing who's actually really nice. She works in the restaurant industry, and on her Instagram profile, it's like 90s kid, but like she's born in like 98. And I'm like, you're not a fucking 90s kid.
Right.
I'm sorry, but like you don't want to break that to them because
Right.
that's like their like identity.
I guess.
But like
I like breaking things to girls. I have no problem.
I'm like,
sometimes
so
a little
listen.
too much.
So listen, when you were 2 years old, right? You know, I was afraid. So when you were 2 years old, I was afraid that the computers would all explode.
Yeah.
Because of Y2K in fucking 2000.
Right.
So I'm like, I was born 93 at the very beginning of 93. So yeah. So like I remember, but to what you were saying, our generation, and this is out of all generations that we have in recorded history, our generation has the quickest development of technology.
Right.
Period.
Right.
We are, if you take the derivative of the line that is like basically like emulating the amount of technological advancements that we have had,
Right.
our generation encompasses the most drastic change in line slope, which essentially means like, for instance, when you were born, when I was born, there was no fucking internet.
Right.
There was no, like, and it's, you know, so maybe they were talking about it, but, like, you know, it was like you went to the park, you played. Like, you know, like, there was no, like, there was nothing, like, crazy. It was
We
like,
had porn magazines.
Yes.
We had porn VHS.
Yeah, dude, like, I remember fucking me and my friends, there was one of my friends who had the ill internet. I don't know, his, like, dad did some shit, and then we would get the, like the 15-second clips.
Yeah.
All sit there as a group.
All right.
You know what
This
I'm saying?
keeps coming up.
You know what I'm saying?
We have to process this. I think, apparently, I think this has been happening since the dawn of porn. Because I heard Jim Norton talking about how, and Jim Norton's a pervert of my type for sure, but he talked about being a kid and having either I think it was a VHS. He had to rent it, or not even a VHS. Not in 35 millimeter, but he had a way to watch porn. And him and his friend watching his first one, and then like him just being overwhelmed and having to go into the bathroom and jerk off on his floor, his friend's floor. But like, why did we do that? I don't think girls do that. Like, is it the desperation in young manhood that makes us go like, we need to, you know?
Yeah.
There's something about us being so willing to sacrifice the uncomfortability of watching porn or getting hard next to another dude.
Yeah.
That we just need that. We just need to see whatever it is. We need to play with it. We need to experience this porn, and so we're willing to be uncomfortable because there's porn involved.
Yeah, I get that.
It's a weird phenomenon.
That is a very strange phenomenon. I think that girls do this, not do the same thing, but they must. But I think that it's biologically, they must. But I feel like it is socially so taboo that it is never talked about, and because it is never talked about, we don't believe it exists.
You mean female pornography experience?
I think it's literally the same.
You know what I think makes the difference? I think girls are horny, you know, young age, same as us. I think girls have much more of a private world when it comes to sex. And the reason why is not because of the taboo, but because of how shitty they are to each other.
Yeah, they're not great.
Because they're
really not great.
Women to other women, even girls. Think about it right now. Think about your best friend. You might tell her like the real shit, but you're not gonna tell like anybody else like the real shit. I'm talking about the.
Like I was masturbating and a poop fell out.
Yeah, that type of shit.
Yeah,
like I remember I had an ex-girlfriend who told me that when she was young, she would like hump her pillow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not something. I mean, we talk about it, just maybe not like 13, 12, whatever.
Yeah.
Like we 14, 15. Yeah, we talk about fucking pies or whatever. One time I put put lotion in a Ziploc. You know, you just try new shit. You know.
Yeah.
And it's so much more of a private thing, but girls don't share that thing with each other because they're more judgmental to each other.
Absolutely.
Because they're more, you're out of the thing now. You're out of the
I had a
gossip.
fucking girl trying to tell, and
gossip
I just,
loop.
dude, like, and look, I don't do this much. Like, this isn't something that I like to do, because like there are people that like it's like kind of a part of their identity where like they take pride in like calling people out. I don't necessarily believe in that. I think that's just kind of just causing problems for the sake of causing problems.
Right.
It depends on the circumstance.
Right.
I just don't agree with it. But there was this one situation where this fucking girl was trying to tell me straight face, we're in our mid-20s. She's like, "Oh, I've never watched porn before." I'm just like, "Yes, you have." Like, I'm like, literally, I'm like, "You have."
But
you absolutely have. You have.
This is
It's
why I
fine.
believe that it's possible
fine.
she hasn't, because girls have a very private, weird relationship to sex. I know women who I've talked about intensely honest things and had weird, honest conversations with, but don't really masturbate. Now, I don't understand it, but at the same time,
I'm sure it exists.
Especially when they're hot enough to get it dick like easy. I mean, any girl can get any dick. Let's be fucking real.
Facts.
But to get like to have constant male attention constantly and just be like, I'm horny. Hello, like it makes it. Maybe it makes a difference.
It must be terrible, like, because like there are like, basically just like what you're saying, like there are women out there who like they literally must get like they're just hit up constantly, constantly, all the fucking time.
I will stop. I will say, it must be annoying. But suck it up, girls, because number one, it's not gonna stop, and number two, good for fucking you. Good for you.
That's a good
Do you
thing.
understand how good that is to be a girl sexually? Do you understand how? Yes, you can be raped from time to time. Yes, I'm aware. We can hit you. It sucks, but
Fucking terrible.
But the reality that any female can get pretty much any dick is fucking amazing. That you don't have to waste away. That women don't even know, like, don't even care to understand how hard it is to not get sex for months or years because you don't have game.
It's bad.
You don't understand that fucking the desperation that will make a guy get so unfucked and unfuckable that he drives a van through a crowd of people.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Get it.
Jesus Christ.
I don't
what's
hold
sad,
with it. I do fuck a lot, but at the same time, I understand the anger. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I condone it. He's a complete piece of shit and should die.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I understand the feeling of, fuck, would someone other than me touch my dick?
Yeah, and like, you know, so one thing is that like, so there's you kind of dig yourself a hole, and like a hole is to be dug, because basically the longer as a man, the longer you go without female attention, you go crazy.
You go and you
go
know what?
fucking crazy.
I think
That's
girls
what people don't get it.
Right.
People don't fucking get that. Like, you go nuts. Like, if you're not loved, if you don't have affection, you go fucking crazy. Why do you think, dude, like, the human interaction, like, you need that shit. You go fucking nuts. And dude, a lot of that shit with fucking women too, that shit happens. Like, dude, like, I
Cat
see
ladies.
it. Yeah.
Once they hit like 45, something happens.
They need to get
If they're
fucked, dude.
If they're unfucked for long enough, they turn into that. I mean, that's really what the Karens of the world.
Yeah.
You know, the Karens. We all
Yeah,
make,
like, I need to speak to your manager.
I want to talk to your manager.
Like,
what a Karen essentially
you need to go and just go on a
is
date.
an unfucked person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's married, happily or otherwise, she's married, and they don't fuck, and that makes girls have like this energy, and it comes out in, I want to talk to your manager. For us, it comes out in violence.
Yeah, like,
it comes out in,
just go and like shoot a school up or something.
Right.
Like, it's like really terrible. Like, honestly, but
it's insane.
Yeah, but like, I get that, because here's the thing. I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 18. Like, I was old.
I was 17.
And like part of that was because I was sent away, but also like, you know, it's basically when I was young, like I like wasn't really like around.
Right.
But also was that like I was like a little fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
I was like a little shit, because like
Right.
here's the thing. I was all now I'm like 5'10", I'm like skinny, I'm like cut, like I'm fine. But like back then, lit. But like back then, like Like I was facts, but like back then, like I was like a little scrawny,
right.
fucking metalhead,
Right.
long hair.
Right.
I had a little bit of a hunch,
Right.
so like I'd be like going around,
Right,
and
right,
like
right,
I had
right.
like I was really loud and outspoken
Right.
and funny, and like I would just bullshit people.
Right.
Like I was like, oh yeah, nah, nah. Yo, straight. I used to tell people that I had like a fucking Pikachu at home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like shit like that.
Right.
So like, you know, like I was just desperate for attention and but like at the end of the day, I just really wanted to be loved, man. I like really wanted that affection and friendship, and I really wanted that. But no girl wants that then. And it just nobody wants that.
Right.
It's fine.
It's a severe miscommunication, and it's not intentional. But I mean, that's the thing. Like I was saying, I don't feel for women when it comes to, you know, I can't, like any girl can get dick.
Yeah.
It's number one. It's the keeping the dick that's the problem for them. Sorry, love you. But it's also the getting the good dick, getting the good sex, and that's why when a girl. That's why a girl will stick with a guy who hits her, or a guy who's a complete piece of shit.
It's dark.
Because you get fucked right. It's disgusting, but it's human. Let's be real about what's going on here.
And you know this because you've like spoken to women that are in these situations. So it's not like you're just like prophesizing. Like you've like actually heard from people like firsthand. Yeah. And like that's what's up. And like, dude, like with me, it was like and then I would get so upset. I would be like, all my friends got girlfriends. Why do I not have a girlfriend? Like, how come nobody likes me? Like this and that. And like, I started to kind of go fucking crazy. And I remember I was like young, and I was like I was like maybe like 16, 17. But like, you know,
that same energy turned into a fucking turns you into a fucking entrepreneur.
If channeled right, and then like. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so like...
Turn me into a fucking musician, I guess, if channeled.
True. Right. And like, you know, like some people start businesses, some people start bands, some people start World of Warcraft accounts and never leave their basements. Like, you know, it's just like kind of just where you take.
There is an additional 21-minute section available only at patreon.com/conservatish. I'm so grateful to be, like, it can be... a pain. We were just talking about a certain relationship that I've been dabbling in, and and I think part of the reason why I'm more attractive to females is because I'm interesting. It's because I'm not a fucking boring piece of shit.
Yeah.
Now that could be a little too fucking much. I could be a little too over the top, a little too deep. As you know, I could be a little too aggressively thinking about things and digging into all the mental and the psychological and the political and blah blah blah. It can get a little goddamn much. But I would so much rather be myself than somebody like the fucking horror stories of just boring dick running around this world. You know what I mean? Like,
there was my favorite thing to do, and this is gonna sound kind of fucking weird, but like when I'm on a date, some of the best conversations I've had is like I'll talk to these girls about like guys that they like just like attempts. Attempts. And like it's amazing. I'm just like there's a person on earth that legitimately said this to you and like was serious and was just serious.
Right.
I was like, God damn, like that is fucking. That's interesting. Like that's an interesting thing because look, like you know, basically it's like I'm me, right? So like I I can like compare me to me,
right?
And like I know what I do, and like you know, but then like you hear about like some other shit, and then you're kind of just like, damn, like that happens, like holy fuck, like dude, like I'm out with this girl, and then like fucking. She's like, yeah, this guy met up with me and just, like, talked about, like, literally was just like, and my fucking ex-girlfriend, and I hate her, and I'm just like, God damn. Damn.
The last guest on the last episode, Abby, not her real name, she was anonymous, and she had texted me something because she had listened to the show a bunch, and she texted me this thing about how she sat down with this dude who was like, I'm a male ally, I'm a feminist, and she was like, you know, you don't have to tell me that, like,
what a fucking retard.
Like, and the guy literally said, or she's like, yeah, I'm not I don't hold moron. She said I don't hold with fourth wave feminism, and he said, you'll learn.
What a big stupid dumb retard. Like fucking what a big dumb idiot. Like Jesus Christ.
You're making it worse, cocksucker. You're making it worse for legit men like us, okay?
Stop it. Like no, there's this like and then just like small things, man. Like there are people like they're like this like guy pulls up and he's like yeah, you know, I get down with like, you know, yeah, just like very similar stuff. Like, yeah, it's, you know, I'm a feminist, or like, oh, I, you know, and yeah, it's like fucking bad, dude. And like just like weird shit. Like for some reason I can't think of many situations right now, but like so it's like a lot of them too is like these weird pickup lines.
Yeah.
Like weird fucking pickup lines and like
and the girls who are worth their shit smell bullshit.
Yeah,
the ones who aren't, the
lies.
ones who are like somewhere between 17 and 20, 21, 23 maybe. They don't fucking understand. They just think, oh, this guy's so interesting. Look at his weird hat, instead of just seeing him as a pickup artist.
Look at his weird hat.
Look at oh my god, he's so interesting. I'm sure his personality goes deeper than just his fucking hat. But you know, girls who are worth their shit, who I actually don't get me wrong, I want to fuck every vapid 19-year-old too, but but outside of the first fuck, you gotta be fucking interesting. You gotta be fucking psychologically smart to hang with me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can't. I don't want some moldable thing because it's not interesting to me. You know what I mean? Like it's not. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I need somebody with
I've
some
had
fucking character.
Dude,
I've seen some shit, bitch.
Yeah,
like I need.
yeah, I feel you. I've had some weird. I had this one girl on fucking I like met on Tinder or something like that, and like God bless her. Like I'm like I like, you know, it's like it was just so disconnected. It was just very I was like, how, like, it's just, I feel like it's irresponsible for you to be in public. Like it's like no,
where you ask him like what kind of music do you like?
That sounds kind of fun. I don't know. Yeah, no, but
okay, what do you do for work? I work here. Okay, that's cool. Do you like it? Yeah, it's all right. Like, why are you here? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, like what do you do? And like and but then I started to realize, I was like, okay, maybe she's just nervous. Maybe she's just nervous. So like I like try and like I do my thing and like I'm a goofball.
Yeah, you can do your best,
I'm a weird dude, right? So like I'm like, oh, and I like was fucking. So I had like the fork or something. I was like, oh shit. I was like doing like a little trick. I was like, oh, like you know, like
yeah.
Fucking something out of this fucking person. And I'm just like, so like, what music do you like? And it's the generic. I swear to God, every fucking generic girl has the same fucking answer. It's the safest answer. Everything except country. Ask a basic person what kind of music they like. I don't know, you know. I kind of just like I really like everything, except country. It's like, really, do you now? Like it's just like the fucking. It's annoying.
First things first. Have you not heard Baton Rouge by Garth Brooks? That fucking
there's
song
some lit country.
Is legit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I spent last night in the arms of a girl in Louisiana. It's just a fucking well-written song.
What's
Suck
that
my
song?
dick. Dixie Chicks, bitch. You know, the harmonies, the juice.
It's good.
And a lot of their fucking lyrics are very like, whoa, it's like heavy, and sometimes obviously they're like pandering, but it's like heavy and it's thought-provoking, and it's like they tell a story. Yeah,
it's really good.
Sometimes it's vapid shit, but a lot of vapid shit. And a lot of those girls who are like, I like everything except country, are vapid anyway. They like fucking Taylor Swift, or they like
really
fucking
bad.
they like Lizzo. If you like Lizzo, you're vapid. I'm sorry. Like,
I don't even know.
I'm going hyperbolic, but you understand what I'm saying.
Dude,
she's so strong. She's such a feminist
she's
icon.
not.
Her main song, Truth Hurts, has 4 writers, and 3 of them are men. She's not a fucking feminist icon.
No,
relax.
She was but like that's the thing though. She was engineered to be perceived as a fucking feminist icon, to get weak-minded individuals to buy her shit.
Oh, I feel fierce too. Would you fuck Lizzo? No. So then shut the fuck up. Like, there's a difference between fierce and fuckable. I'm all for self-love.
Yeah.
I'm all for go love yourself. But
Yeah.
if you don't care and take care of your body, why am I going to invest emotional or energy in you?
Yeah,
why am I going to date somebody who doesn't care about living or fucking dying? Suck my dick.
Yeah, it's like the worst. And I'm just like, yo, like, stop just being safe. It's just like the safety. It's like, it's because it's so safe to be boring.
Yeah, it really
It is so safe to be boring,
Right.
and it's so safe to just do fucking nothing. I'm like, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I did, and I'm just like, okay, and like, you know, like they'll like alt rock or like something. Like I don't know, man. It's just like, you know. And look, I'm sure, okay, because we're
how you doing on time? Let me pause you.
I'm like I'm good. So I'm just checking to make sure, because like my boy Alex is gonna be. He hasn't hit me up. He hasn't texted me.
I got to piss, but I want to keep talking.
There is an additional 30-minute section available only at patreon.com/conservatish.
Getting it. See, like, so I think about things a little bit. I think about things like in terms of like numbers and like statistics and like, you know, like that sort of thing. And I've been like kind of starting to. So I feel like now people, at least in America, and again, I don't know much about this stuff, you know, because I don't do research about it. Like, I don't have any figures, I don't have any facts, I don't have any, like, I don't.
You're on the right show.
You know, yeah. It's just I don't like have anything like that. But it seems like today's culture has romanticized depression, and has romanticized these negative things.
Right, Billie Eilish and things like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, like, you guys are idiots. Like, nobody's that fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, look at Billie Eilish. She is so jaded. She won, what was it, 3 Oscars? Or like three
Grammys.
Emmys, a Grammy. I don't even know what the shit is. This is how much I give a
Right.
fuck. But like, you know, she like won like 3, and like, it's like she got the 3rd one. She was like, oh man, like, I was like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Not just that, but she gets to tour as a recording artist.
I'd cut all my fingers off to get one of those.
Side note, her brother did a lot of the heavy lifting. Let's be real. Her brother did a lot of the heavy lifting on that music.
Good for him.
And doesn't get any fuck. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think he probably wants the spotlight.
Well,
but
no.
Suffice it to say, she's getting all this amazing shit, and her stilo is, I'm cool, I'm cool, I'm cool. You just turned 18.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing, though. And, like, no, but that's, like, what our culture is kind of becoming. It's like, okay, so here's the thing. I am, like, I can only really speak about myself because that's, like, really what I know. But, like, I am, like, the epitome of, like, a fucking, like, on paper, I'm a fucking sellout. But in reality, it's like, dude, like, I'm not a fucking idiot.
Right.
I'm just not a fucking idiot because, okay, how I see things, right? What's our main goals in life? It's like to help people and to be happy, right? Like, that's for me. It's like, you know, so other people got other fucking shit, but like, I want to help people and I want to be happy. Right. How am I gonna do that? It is 2020. You do that with fucking money. You just do. That's just how it is. So I have to make money because with money, I could support other people. I could support my family. I can buy food. I can buy shelter. I can buy these things. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be happy, but I'm going to be happy by like helping other people and like fucking do what I can. So I got to make money, right? Done. So I'm doing that by going into finance and economics and risk and statistics and like hard skills that are kind of rare now because everybody in America wants to be a goddamn musician and everybody in America wants to be I'm sorry, but I'm fucking sorry. But that's why people with hard skills.
That's exactly what I'm going through right now.
No, but here's the thing. That's why people with fucking hard skills get paid so much.
At least some of us are so amazing though at it. But anyway, continue.
No, you're great. Dude, that's why I fucking do this shit because you're fucking great. You're a funny dude. You're fucking good at what you do. There are some people that if they ask me to be on a fucking anything with them, I'm like, no.
Right.
Never. I would never fucking do that.
Listen
but
to
like,
my hip hop.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Ugh. No, but it's like, dude, like I'm gonna make a lot of money because it's fucking hard. Because it's fucking hard.
Right.
And also the demand for it is so high because guess what? People from other countries that actually value fucking education and actually value these fucking things, they come here, they get educated, and then guess what? They fucking leave. And they go back to India, they go back to China, they go back to these places. So now nobody here is like really local. And like, yes, there's a lot of new jobs that are coming up. Like there's a lot of really good jobs. There's a lot but that's the thing. They're really good jobs. Nobody's qualified to take said jobs anymore. Nobody. So like, yeah, you know, like we've had a lot of new jobs, you know, like come into the business and stuff, but these are jobs at the highest level. People that like us Americans, we can't fill them. So like the demand for people in STEM stuff is really high. That's why these people get paid lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of fucking money.
Right.
Same thing with coders and IT and stuff.
Right.
So I'm like, dude, like, I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna do music on the side, right?
Right.
Because here's the fact of the matter, and again, you don't fall into this category, but if you have the luxury to go into something, like if you have the luxury to spend $250,000 on a fucking music degree or a fucking English degree or anything like that, not only are you fucking crazy, I think you're kind of fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. It's like, okay, so let me just get this straight. And like, again, like everybody's got different situations, and like, look, disclaimer, like if you have the money, like if your family has the money, and fine, do it. I don't fucking care. Because the fact of the matter is that, like, look, man, like if you could afford to do it, then fucking do it. My goal in life is to make as much money as possible so that when my kids come to me and they're like, I want to be a ballerina, or I want to be an artist, or I want to be a sailor, or I want to be a vet, I'm like, I bet. Here's your guap. You're going to college. You're going to do that thing. And boom, like, there you go. Done deal.
Right.
But it's like, you know, it's like that would be dope to be able to do. And I think that that's what like a lot of these people are doing, but it's like, don't get upset. But like a big issue that I've been hearing about is like, I'm in debt. Like I'm in debt. I'm in debt. I'm just like, why are you in debt? They're like, oh, like I make like $15 an hour. And I'm like, oh, like what did you study? They're like, philosophy and English. And I'm like, oh, where did you go to school? They're like, oh, I went to NYU. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that?
Right.
Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you do that? And then I'm like realizing, I'm like, these poor kids, they grow up in the suburbs with like middle class and like upper class and upper middle class and like well-off families.
Sure.
And then they're just like, I can't wait to leave. I want to go into the big city. And I'm like, okay. And then they'll fucking come to the big city and like they'll like dorm. They'll like have the whole college experience for 4 years. Then they're a fucking $250,000 in debt.
Right.
And then guess what? You can only get a fucking job that pays you $35,000 a year. And then they all fucking bitch and complain and they moan and they're upset and they're like, oh well, and I'm like, well, listen, you made the conscious decision. Yeah. You were like, I'm gonna go into a field that pays nothing to study a degree that, I'm sorry, like in a lot of private colleges, you show up, you get the degree.
Right.
Like if you show up and write the papers, you get the degree. Like there's no, you don't fail. Mm-hmm. It's like you don't, like it's easy. It's like it is easy. Mm-hmm. Not all, but like, you know, like from what I've heard and like even from what I've experienced, it's like, dude, it's fucking easy. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, it's like if you have the money to go to like some OD like liberal private fucking party college. When have you ever heard of somebody going to those for like 5-6 years? It's like it's not very frequent. Yeah. Right? It's like you show up, you get the degree, you pay the money, you dorm, you party, you know, so you have a good time. It's the good old college days, right? Right. The kids that are studying advanced mathematics, finance, economics, fucking science, chemistry, fucking, they don't have that shit. It's not an easy time. It's not a fun time. You don't see those dudes partying. They're in the library. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the difference. So, you know, I am extremely opinionated about this because, like, I chose that life and it's not an easy task.
Now,
you know,
but it sounds like you kind of came out of the womb more engineer, logical.
Yeah.
Right? Now, how would we help kids who don't have that out the womb get more logical? It would be cultural, right?
Yeah.
It would be cultural. I would say one of the ways would be to not tell kids that they're special. Like they're special.
No, you're not.
But they're not special.
No, they're
like
not special.
One of the
Nobody's
things
special,
that is
dude.
great, what probably in my personal opinion, from going to China, one of the things, the only things that is great about Chinese culture is that they take pride in whatever fucking position they have. Mm-hmm. And I'm a dishwasher at a club, and I take care of people, and I'm the best fucking dishwasher you've ever fucking seen. Exactly. And that's admirable, and also something that I wish I fucking had more of that. Yeah. I will be the cog in the clock guy. You know what I mean? At the same time, I do have the talent or whatever, or the fucking blood, and I've worked really fucking hard on my craft, and I'm getting better. But like, you know, I certainly also want to be, hello everybody, it's me. Look at me, look at me.
That's true.
You know, so it's not great,
dude. In Japan, I fucking went there, and I love that shit because everybody in that society knows what's good. They're like, okay, like for instance, like in the train, they got the train people, right? They love that shit. They're like, I'm a train person.
Right.
And like they have their uniform, they have little like awards.
Right.
For what? I don't know.
Right.
They have their little white gloves.
Right.
They're like navigating people. They're like, this is what I do, and I'm a trained man. And like I'm
Yeah.
just like, damn. And like you could tell like they fuck with this. Like
Yeah,
this
they
is
really
what
like
they
him.
do.
Yeah.
This is the trained man.
Right.
And then like same thing with like the traffic coordinators, and they're just like they're like, I'm a traffic man. Or,
Right.
So and it's just like it's like what they do, and they're
Watch
hype
me
about
do
it.
traffic, suck my dick.
Yes,
Like, they love that
precisely.
shit. Right.
And like they love it, and like the whole damn country runs like a fucking circuit board, and everybody is just proud about what they do. And then like in China, like I'm like friends with a lot of people that are like born and raised in China, and like the education is like so valued there, like almost to a detriment. Like it's actually kind of fucked up. It's like the total opposite side of where we are.
Right.
Where it's like it's not really valued here that much. Like it like kind of is, but not really. There, like it's like that's what you do. Like that's your life.
Right.
And then like so like it's just like really really interesting stuff. But it's like so now it's like I'm like seeing a lot of people being like kind of complainy and like but then I'm just like, dude, like you made this decision, like you
And
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very valid. I don't want to sound like an egotistical cunt, but I'm probably going to. But like a lot of the artists or the actresses or whatever who I'm coming to the city to make it don't have it.
Nope.
They don't
Nope.
have it.
I had this discussion.
Like it's scary. That must be the most crushing, because as an artist, that's my big thing, is that what if I'm not fucking any good, and I rack my brain about how I fucking suck, and I should have tweaked this, and I should have.
You know, you're good, dude. No, you're good, bro.
But people,
You're good.
Thank you, sir. But
Dude, you're
like,
good.
I think that's an important thing to have as an artist, because otherwise I would blindly just jump into all kinds of shit. Or like, I don't think the people who aren't good have enough self-doubt. Like, I don't think they have a low enough self-esteem to help them get better and help them improve.
But you create, and again, I'm sorry to interject, but I have like such a strong opinion about this. Is like you create people. Like that's the issue, is that like a lot of these kids, they've been told from day one, they're like, you're amazing. You're like a special, you're like the most special thing. And like, you're amazing at what you do, and you're the greatest. But that's the thing though. You don't get better if you're already the best. So what happens is you get a bunch of kids that are okay at a lot of things.
They come out into the world, they realize how ugly and stark and naked and depressing and
then
desolate
they're
it
like,
is.
"Oh, God."
And we have to commit suicide, because I was sold this bag of goods, and I open it and it's shit.
It's
and
shit.
There's nothing coming
It's
down
shit.
the pike,
And then
I might as well kill myself.
Yeah,
Because
plus-
even if I work hard,
Yeah.
I still might not.
Plus, like, imagine this. I don't know what this feels like because I've never, But like imagine you like are from like a beautiful, nice home in like New Jersey or Connecticut or fucking Pennsylvania. Like you're from like a beautiful, nice family, and like your entire life you've like lived this like amazing, like nice small communal life, and it gets boring, and like you're sick of going to lacrosse practice, and like you're sick of like fucking getting ice cream with the coach, and like you're sick of like your small town. Like I get it. Come to New York. Come to the city. We fucking welcome you. We want your parents' money. We do. Like, like it's fine. But like, but then what happens is that they've been told their entire lives, they're like, you're a very like, you're the best dancer in the whole town. You're the best singer in the whole town. You're the best. You can play guitar. Here's the best guitar and the best drum set and the best vocal lessons and money. Here's the greatest things ever. And like, you're given all these stuff, and like, you're just a kid. And you come to New York, so you must be 18, 19, 20, 21, and then dude, it's like, guess what? You're not the fucking best anymore. In fact, you suck. Mm-hmm. So you come here and they're fucking destroyed. Mm-hmm. And like, I've seen it happen. I've like, dude, I've been in New York my entire life. I've seen people come and go, and I'm friends with them. They're not bad at like what they do. Some of them are okay. They're just not the best. Or here's the thing. The people that I've seen succeed, the people because I have seen people succeed. They succeed because they know they're like I'm not very good, but I'm like trying. And I'm like, that's what's up. Because if you have that mentality, you can practice, you can get better. If you're the best, if you're good already, you can't get better. You don't hustle. You don't go out for gigs. You expect people to come to you. But the people like Like I remember I was here, like I was like friends with somebody. They moved to the city. They wanted to be an actor. And I was like, good for you. And they're like, yeah, I'm not very good. So guess what? They signed up for classes because they knew that they weren't very good.
Right.
And they got the classes. And then they got the freaking thing. And then now they're like singing and dancing on fucking Broadway. And like they're acting.
Right.
And like all that stuff. I've seen people come in there like, oh, you know, I'm a guitar player. I've been playing guitar my whole life. Okay, so you and everybody else on earth.
Right.
Like, you know,
Right.
and they're just like, they don't put in the work. They just expect things to happen for them because their entire
and
lives.
not just that, but they cannot take criticism.
Nope, they
like
can't
there
do it.
are so many people I have done fucking hip hop with because I've written and sang hooks for fucking rappers around the goddamn country.
Lit.
And
You have a
some
great
of them,
voice, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
And like I'm not just saying that. Like I like really, yeah. Sorry.
Thank you very much. But like who just have their lane, quote unquote,
Yeah.
and are not great. And
No.
I don't know if it's the clay or if it's the fucking you know, pottery. Like I don't know what sucks worse. But like I think man, like you just have to be willing to eat shit for a little while. You have to be willing to take a L. You know, I don't know. I hope that I'm doing it the right way. Like I hope that I'm fucking eating enough shit because it's been a motherfucker just to be here. But I don't feel close to I don't feel like I'm going to move back. Essentially, that's death to me.
Yeah.
To me. I know it's not really death like drinking or using for me, but like it's essentially death if I'm like, fuck it. I'll just live a small life.
Yeah.
I don't want to live if I'm going to
Yeah,
just say fuck it and give
Yeah,
up.
no. Yeah, no. I feel you on that. And like what I've seen too is that like not a lot of it, but like there is an element of chance in there too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you have to be lucky, you have to be good, you just do. You have to, you know, or you have to be really lucky and suck. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to be lucky, you have to be good, you got to have the drive.
You have
and
to be a
people
little
gotta
bit
you.
bit shameless. Yeah, you have to be a little bit
Exactly. And people gotta like you. The people that I've seen, they're not likable people. They're just not. You know, like some of them are, but I'll go out to dinner with them and they'll say some snide ass shit.
Right.
I'm just like, bro.
Right.
You're coming into the city. You're out to dinner with people. Like, what are you fucking doing?
Right.
Like, how dare you? Like, you know. And then it's like, you know, they'll like kind of, and then like you know, it's just, you can just tell. Like you can just fucking tell and be like, all right, they'll be gone in like a year, or they'll like get a job as a barista and they'll just like live off their parents' money for like the rest of their life. And like, dude, let me tell you, man, well, no, that's not even true. So I was about to say that if I had the opportunity to do that, I would. And I was like,
Right.
Would I? I don't think I would. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like but like one thing too is that like I literally like quantified like basically like all of this like years and years and years ago, and I was literally just like, the only way that I'm going to be, the only good bet that I'm going to be comfortable and I'm going to be able to do the things that I want to do and I'm going to be able to do good things, I need to go to school and I need to study something that is that you know, and like
sustainable.
yeah, and like granted, like there are people that like just aren't like suited for that, like they like their brains like don't do math, which is a myth, by the way. If you're one of those people that's like, oh, like I'm just not a math person, like that's bullshit. like you're
I feel put on blast.
no, like I'm like serious, but like that's the thing, and like okay, so yeah, so maybe you can have something called like dysgraphia, right, which is like dyslexia with numbers. They tried to tell me that I was like ADHD and I was like fucking all these issues. I had all these problems when I was a kid. I like literally I work and do like everything that they said that I would not be able to do. Nice. Like, so just like stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, it's like, all that means is that you got to learn differently. Like when I went back to school to learn like fucking, like, it's like now I'm doing like, you know, like econometrics and like advanced calculus type stuff. But like, to get there, I had to kind of relearn how to like do a lot of stuff that I like wasn't paying attention to in high school.
Right.
And I had to go and like, I didn't learn anything in school because just like the way that things were in school, it just wasn't really clicking for me. So I had to do like visual learning stuff like on YouTube and like really practice and really work hard. But like I eventually it clicked and I got it. So like don't like sell yourself short, people. It's like you could do it. You know, so unless you have like dysgraphia, like you know what I'm saying. Right. But even then, like you know, like
but even then, there's always a need for prostitutes.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, facts. facts. But like, yeah, but anyway, like, I guess what I was trying to get at was that, like, yeah, like, I guess I'm a fucking sellout, but like, it's just a safe bet because what I'm very interested in, and like I have a lot of like opinions on this. I've been like going off for like a while about this shit, but like, what I'm very interested in is I would say, and this is my prediction, there's a lot of weird shit that's going to go down in this country within the next 40 to 50 years. And here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, in this country, a lot of the kids are not trained financially.
Right.
They don't really know what's good. They're kind of just, at least in New York City, from what I've seen, is that a lot of these kids will come in, they'll just be bankrolled by like whoever. Right. So what's going to happen, and as a result, they haven't really developed like life skills. Like I've just seen it, like, you know, and again, like my world is pretty small. It's not like, you know, but this is just from people that I've like seen around and like heard from, but like they don't really develop these life skills. So what happens is that, you know, what's going to happen is the parents, they die, right? The money gets bled dry, and then you get these millennials who will be in their for like 60s, 50s, so maybe like 30, I say it's just maybe like 30 years from now. But you'll get these millennials that'll be like in their 60s with no real skills, like minimal skills, like, you know, like okay, they'll have no money anymore, like, you know, and they'll just be kind of there. So it's like, what's gonna happen? And then the demand for, like, you know, like whatever, like just. I'm like having trouble like really like explaining this, but like things are gonna be weird. Like things are just gonna get fucking weird, I think.
I think we've already seen it in some ways with seeing, when I look at like when I go into a Starbucks and I see a 50-year-old woman at the counter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not judging, I'm not saying that she's not in school, but like that's scary as fuck.
That's true.
Because 30 years ago that could not happen.
No.
That could not happen.
And again, what I'm saying too is also very privileged, because it's like not everybody has the opportunity to go to college, and like I fucking get that. But like whenever people say that to me, they're like, well, some guys don't have college. I'm just like, like, I mean, like, dude, I'm on full financial aid, right? So I go to school for free, all on financial aid.
Right.
And it's like, and then also, like, again, New York, they have this thing called the Excelsior Scholarship, where you can go to school for free. Every year you go to school, you have to fucking work in New York for that amount of time. So if you go to school for 4 years at a CUNY college or a SUNY college, you just got to stay in New York for 4 years. And guess what? You ain't going anywhere anyway. So you can go to school for free. You can. And then people are like, oh, well, I got to work, so I can't go to school. Like, take 2 classes at night, dude. Like, I was doing... what the fuck? I was working full time as a dog walker while being in school full time. I fucking did that for like a year, like maybe 2 years. Drove me crazy, but it's doable. So I'm like, don't sell yourself short. Like, you can do it. So, you know, and like I've been seeing that a lot, is that people sell themselves short. They're like, oh, I can't do this. Right. I don't have the thing. Like, dude, like, you fucking made it work. You made it work.
I think part of the thing is that it's really weird we're having this conversation, because I'm actually looking at going to school.
Yeah.
I'm thinking something small that would both be financially viable as well as we'll start wrapping up in a second.
No. It's
but,
no
financially viable, as well as something I have passion for and something that would help my career, which is audio engineering.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, they have a bunch of great schools in the New York City area, and actually in Manhattan proper, and you know, to work as 40 hours a week recording a bunch of really annoying, you know, college kids, you know, stuff. Yeah. But like, and then not just knowing how to do that for them, but knowing how to get paid for it, and also therefore making connections, getting better and better, becoming more, having the connections, and then also being able to make my own shit without having. And I love the producer of my first album that I just came out with a few months ago. Go find it on iTunes. I love that producer, but he was expensive.
Yeah, so these guys are expensive.
And I spent tons of time there because I wanted to have the specific idea done. And so to get in there on my own fucking time, on my own dime, and just Pro Tool the fuck out of the whole thing would be beautiful. I would love to do that.
I had mentioned this in the previous podcast. I just reached my breaking point, and I literally just outsourced my mixing and mastering to a man in like the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
It's like $30, and guess
Right.
what? Like that man and his whole damn family's eating now. Like
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's just like okay, like you
Right.
know. So like, I get it. It's like it's a hard thing.
Right.
You know, I'm glad that we talked about. The student loan debt bubble is going to fucking burst, and it's going to be crazy because there are so many kids. Like what I was talking about before, there are so many kids that don't know what to do because they took out so much debt to study shit that's fucking pointless. Like we don't need any more philosophers in our goddamn society. We don't need Englishmen. We don't need any more professors. We don't need any more fucking. We just don't. Stop.
We need more nurses. We need more teachers.
Exactly.
Or,
we need
doctors.
iron workers, carpenters, fucking trade school shit. And like, and it's like when I say school, like I'm not meaning like, you know, like just math. I'm like, yo, trade school is lit. Like trade school's dope. Like yo, like learn a trade. Like if your brain is wired like that, it's like I'm a tiny little man, right? It's like I can't be a good welder. Like you know what I'm saying? like I'm just not built for it. Like my brain is my thing, and that's my thing.
Right.
But it's like, you know, some people, you know, are smart and they're big. So it's like, yo, be a fucking welder. Welding is OD. So you know what I'm saying? Like do that shit. Like there ain't no like I don't know why people like kind of talk shit on like trade school stuff. It's like do that. That shit is wild. Like yo, like my boy, one of my best friends, he's an iron worker. He makes more money than this fucking kid that we're friends with. That like his family must have spent a fucking fortune sending this kid to school. And like, sorry, I fucking said the name. I fucking shouldn't have said it.
I'll break it up.
But like, dude, the kid who's the iron worker was like a felon or like whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Makes so much more money than this fucking kid who just like spent so long and like works in like insurance or something. So I don't know what it is, but like, and like both are like very like respectable things, but it's just funny. Like it's just funny. Like it's just so fun. He's. Dude, the iron worker is going to make more money than me for like a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, for like a couple of years, I'm not going to top out over him for another like fucking 5-6 years. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got some time before I make more money than that. And like by that time, he works 8 months out of the year. He's got more time off than me. He's got more fucking, his shit is lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was a big man like that, dude, I'd fucking do that shit. That'd be awesome. Like, you know, but we need more of that stuff. So it's like, you know, it's like, but that, you know, it's like, what do I know, dude? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, but
Which is, I think, the main umbrella of this whole fucking podcast is what do I know? But I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to rant about stuff. I'm grateful that, you know, I mean, the main reason, and we'll shut up, but like, I think the main reason why I started this was so that I could be funny and be conversational and have interesting conversations, hear interesting stories, and have a place for me to say whatever the fucking foul shit that comes out into my brain and not be controlled to one verse or one chorus. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You know, so there's going to be new people who listen to this who are fucking down. But I mean, every episode is different. The last 2 episodes I've had is fucking perverted women. You know what I mean? Like we got to talk about non-monogamy and got to talk about BDSM and talk about all kinds of foul shit. It's been amazing. But, you know, this has also been a really interesting conversation. I like having serious discussions as well as nothing but race jokes for 2 hours. So, like, I appreciate, you know, you coming on again. It's,
man. I enjoy it. It's very good.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go find REVRYNT on mostly, SoundCloud and Spotify?
I'm on everything. Spotify would be nice. Just kind of focus everything onto there. REVRYNT, REVRYNT on Instagram and on Spotify and on everything else. But mainly those two.
Yeah. And you can find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano, FELICIANO. Make sure you go find my album. Make sure you like and subscribe wherever you're listening. And
very good.
What else? Oh, you can support my podcast and music at patreon.com/conservatish. And I love you all very much, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Holocaust joke.